So starring, producing, what about this hitman? Was the hitman you had to play?
You know, well, I mean, this is, it's a metaphor for business, and that business is just business, and these are the rules of the game, and everyone knows if you step out, then, you know, you're gonna get fired. And my guy does the firing, only with guns, really big guns. You know.
And shooting in New Orleans.
And shooting in New Orleans.
Is that because it's a kind of near and dear to your heart place?
It's a good excuse to get to New Orleans. You know, it's rich visually. It's a really rich place to shoot. But I mean, lastly, I have to admit, there's a nice pride of bringing work and into a place and.
That needs it.
Yeah, I mean, not that. I mean, there's many places that. I mean, the whole country needs it, but I have a personal connection there, and so it's a feeling, a rewarding feeling I didn't expect.
No jewelry, no handbags, no glasses, no earring, nothing. This was all about attitude and silhouette, shape and cuts. In the history of fashion, around 1800 to 1840, 45, they had flat shoes, the women. They had, even when they see the ball, they all had flat shoes.
Before we ever had to script anything, I was attracted to the idea of playing a character that housed within himself two opposing traits. On the one hand, a regular Joe six-pack, the neighbor like everybody else, but at the same time, the greatest homicide detective in the world. Now that's a great combination.
I had the feeling that the girl loved it, and they, you know, to run down the staircase, I had not even to ask them. They did it naturally.
How long do you see this crisis lasting? I mean, when do you see this being fixed?
So I think that if the Greek elections go well, I think we could be out of this phase of the crisis within 6 months. If they go badly, then things will take longer. And obviously, there are many fundamental issues that have to be dealt with for Europe to recover and reignite growth. You know, Poland has been the fastest growing economy in Europe during this whole period, cumulative growth of about 16% over 4 years.
So why join in?
When it's fixed, we shall have benefits from it, but we certainly can't join as long as the kind of profound structural problems exist. We're sure that if it is fixed, it'll be worth joining, but we have to wait for it to be fixed. But what I really wanted to say was that that Europe, the countries of Western Europe, have many things to set right to get themselves on the path of growth which they need. They need to get onto if they are to deal with the underlying debt problems that are affecting many more countries than just Greece.
What is it about food that makes you so passionate about it and interested in it?
I'm greedy.
That's the best reason of all, I suppose.
I think so. I don't, you know, I'm very nervous when people talk about it as a great art. I mean, I think one of the interesting things about cooking is that it's practical, but there is an element that goes beyond that. But, you know, I started doing more cooking in a sense when I used to have to write a column or something like that. I would find just stirring something or chopping something.
And then just three runners down the stretch. What were you thinking in those final couple of miles as you headed to the finish line?
Okay, I know to win at the starting time, and just we push. Then some of become tired. Then we have just some of runners or three. Then I push. Then some of have efforts. Then I come back. Then I hope at the finishing line. Then after 2 kilometers more, I now to win because I have a sprint. I have a force. Yes.
You had the strength to sprint at the end.
Yes.